Peaceful greetings and welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with the family having a beautiful conversation, and so I wanted to make a quick video and because I was like, man, I want to do a video about this, but I also wanted to tell them this specifically. And I was like, well, I got, let me do both. So I can give you guys the 411 and the tea, and I can give it to them at the same time. So we were discussing a lot of different topics, you know, with organic living and all the different toxins and things that are around in people's homes and stuff. And we've been talking about various topics. And one of the things that I was going into was because, you know, a lot of this stuff is dealing with the bowel worship. And do you want to say the part that you were just saying about how the two ingredients?
Okay.
Come over here. Okay, because I got it up at a certain angle so they can't see the parking
Hello, everybody.
lot.
We're so very excited. We've got to meet this wonderful lady here and be part of this. But yes, on the element charts, we were talking about aluminum and in your deodorant how bad it is for you, and that on the element chart it states the AL for aluminum. And then I brought up, I couldn't think of it, but I believe it was borium or something like that, and it's the BA, and that they use a lot of this stuff inside, and if
inside of a lot of the products.
A lot of the products, and if you put the two together, you get the other, you get Baal, which is another name for Satan, the devil, whatever name it is you use for the ultimate deceiver, and that's what we got on this deep conversation, and just love participating with this wonderful lady, love listening to this, love hearing all this stuff, and we're going to give the mic back to her, and hope all of you are learning something from her.
Awesome. So this is the thing. We went from that and we went into how you know, this world allegedly was supposed to be Satan's, and it does say that in the Bible. However, we also know that there was the Council of Nicaea and the Bible was changed and a lot of books were left out and all of these different things, and how they got it from ancient texts in scrolls in Egypt and off the walls and all this stuff, right? So guess what? I want to make this very clear. They say that the ultimate deceiver, devil, Satan, Baal, whatever you want to call this entity, energy, okay? They say that what he came to, or it came to, kill, steal, I add in lie, and destroy, right? So if we already know the devil is a lie, then why would people believe that this world was left to him? I think that's the ultimate lie and hoodwink that people have actually fell for, because it's real deep, and if you think that it's his world, then you're not going to fight as hard if you knew it wasn't. Yeah. Okay, so I've been wanting to say this for some time, and I'm telling you, I got so many videos I want to do. And it's just like, I gotta make sure I got charged. I gotta make sure, you know, I'm fighting with tweakers and devils and demons and all this other stuff. And so anyways, and then I'm having beautiful conversations with very elevated, high vibrational individuals as well, right? And so when I'm, that wasn't quite it, but that I was talking about how Nieve think they likes to jump on top of my wagon and cart and the tarps and stuff.
Right on cue.
And he just did it right now, and so I got witnesses. Not quite, you know, the full extreme, yeah, but they got a little taste of how he does it. So anyways, I think that is one of the main and biggest lies that this deceiver has deceived people into believing. Okay, now you got to remember, these books have been changed, and you don't think he had a hand in changing them?
Yep.
Come on now.
Yep.
You don't think that he had a hand in changing them? I think he did.
I think so.
Because I think he's been at work for many, many moons putting this all together. So, you know, what do they say? Um, an organized lie is always going to beat out a disorganized truth. Baby, but I'm organized. Okay? So we getting this together. Okay? So yes,
Yep.
the truth is coming out, and it's coming out very organized. Because you know what? The devil, Satan, Baal, whatever you want to call him, has been very organized this whole time. And I mean, when I say organized, I watched a video of this. I think I told you guys a little bit about this.
Yep.
There was a little boy. He was a baby. His mom actually had married him. You look it up on YouTube. It's like a couple hours, I think, the video. But this baby was actually married to a 60-year-old witch at birth. Okay? So he tells his story and how he transitioned into, you know, more of the righteous side. But when he's talking about how these actual, I don't deal with real titles and all that stuff, but these people of God had went to this area. All the demons had to flee out of the area. All of the you know, the people that were working in wickedness, they literally had to leave the city for like 30 days. Okay? And they could not be there while he was there. And he had brought I think I can't remember the number of women with him to have like this 30-day prayer in this specific location that they were attempting to claim back that territory for righteousness, right? And so he was discussing how the witches and warlocks and these, you know, adversarial forces were actually plotting against this from happening. The 30 days, they did not want them to get to the 30-day mark of their goal. Okay? Now, the reason why, well, let's not say the reason why. The most important thing that you have to realize from this man's story, from that story that he's telling, is that when these people got together, they literally had books on every last single individual that was in that prayer circle. Okay? Like, I'm talking about the FBI, CIA will literally be put to shame at all the information that they would gather on these people to spiritually come up against them. And then they would hone in on whatever was in those files that they had of these people. They would hone in on specific weaknesses of that individual and try to come in like love and light, and then attack those weaknesses and attempt to dismantle the works for God, which was going to be the 30-day. It was like prayer and fasting and stuff like that they were doing. And so they literally, they came in and they like really did do what they had planned to do. They split the group apart. Okay? They made it, even though they were coming in with gifts, the gifts had spiritual curses on them. Okay? They had all kinds of plots and plans of doing things to get this not to happen for the 30 days. Because if they got that territory, it was like a main territory that would have changed the trajectory for a lot of other territories. It was, I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was in Africa. Okay? And they went to Europe, okay, and had like this powwow. I don't want to say powwow, but they had a big meeting. Okay? And they're not only just having meetings, you know, they have gifts and ways of communicating telepathically and clairvoyantly and without, you know, telephones and stuff. They have their ways of doing that, just like the light has their ways, right? And so the thing is that they are very organized. Okay? They are very specific. Okay, I just did a video. I want you guys to check it out. It's called Vanquishing the Enemy. It's talking about two different books. But in that, you know, I'm talking about how in one of the books there are like these bodies that they brought back to life to fight in this spiritual war. Okay, like they raised the dead kind of, you know. And so in the fight, literally, these entities or whatever is inhabiting these dead bodies, they're literally doing the same kind of tactics. They're looking for whatever they can find within the individual energetically as a weakness, as a guilt, as a sin, as an envy, as a lust, as a whatever. And they can be around you for a little bit, and then they're going to attempt to try to like pick at those things. Okay? And if you're not healed, it's going to, and the word that I didn't use in the other video that a lot of people are using is trigger you. It will trigger you. Okay? It's going to trigger a response in you. Okay, but if you're healed, there's no response, and you can see it clearly in the light of day for what it actually is. Right? A demonic attack, or, you know, somebody attempting to play, if you want to say psychologically, on something that they felt was a weak point of yours that you have, you know, healed and gotten over. Now, I'm going to give you guys a real recent example that I actually have a video of that you guys can go back and see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the interim police chief of where I'm at right now, he's no longer working. He's no longer working as the interim. They got somebody else, okay? But I have a video of him, and he actually was attempting to do this to me when he brought up, I had stated, you know, something about my children, and I'm quite sure that I said it vaguely like children, or I said, I might have specifically said sons, but I definitely did not say daughter. But the man had said that he had done his basically like, you know, in investigations and stuff on me, and he had, he knew about me, right? So if he knows about me, then he knows that I had a daughter that passed away. A lot of people, if they watch my channel for any length of time, they know that I had a daughter that passed away from my first and only marriage. Okay, and so when I stated about my children, he wanted to demonically and psychologically pick at the death of my daughter and say and bring up my daughter. And he was like, "Oh, you didn't say your daughter?" And I was like, "No, I know I didn't say that, right? I knew I didn't say that, but that is how they operate." But this is the thing, I already knew when he said it what he was trying to do. So when you're healed, which he didn't expect me to have been healed, he was expecting that to affect me in a different way than it would have if as if I wasn't healed. He wanted it to affect me in a state that I wasn't healed, but I am healed. And so it didn't have the effect that he wanted to have on me. Okay? Go back and listen to the video, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm not saying it verbatim, but if you go back and listen to it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. That is a real life example of how they listen. Some people do investigations. Some people, you know, they just need to be around you in the energy, and their little demon friends, their whatever agents they're dealing with, are going to give them that information. Or they're not even going to be aware or cognizant of the fact of that's what they're actually doing, because they're just being used like, you know, an agent in the Matrix taking over somebody's body, you know? Yeah.
Sure.
So anyways, I'm not going to do, as they say, I'm not going to run it up. I just wanted to come and tell you the devil is a lie. And that's one of the biggest lies that I feel that he has, you know, hoodwinked people with, that this world was left to him. I don't think so. I don't think God's creation was left to no devil. Now, I'm not going to cuss because we got a youngster right here, but I was like, you know, I don't think it was left to no devil. Okay? I'm just saying. But y'all let me know, and y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Because think about it. God made this whole creation just to leave it to him? And for us to have all this suffering? I don't think so. This was supposed to be, we had heaven on earth. Okay? Yep. Heaven is a state of mind. Heaven is a frequency. It's an existence. Let's get back to that golden age. We're on our way. It's the age of Aquarius. Okay?
Yes, it is.
All right. All right. So with that, I'm signing out. Peace.